Hi, I'm Don White, and welcome to this week's edition of God's Money. A while back, we began a discussion about budgets and budgeting, and I'd like to expand on that discussion this week with what I'm calling budget pilferers. Those of you that have been listening to our Bible studies in the epistles of Paul that are now available on donaldfwhite.com will recall a couple of weeks ago that we were teaching out of the book of Titus. And in Titus 2, Paul tells slaves to be subject to their masters in everything, to be well-pleasing, to not be argumentative, and to not be pilferers. Pilferers. That's really an interesting word. It simply means to steal in small quantities, like petty theft. When it comes to your budget, it's rare that people make gigantic budgetary mistakes. The problem is we pilfer from our own budgets. We start with a good, solid budget, and then we pilfer from it, either adding things that are not really in the budget or stealing from one part of the budget to accommodate an expense that was really not in the budget at all. But look, I'm ahead of myself because you can't really understand budget pilfering and its negative effect until you really understand the root of the problem. The problem is you. At the end of it all, the biggest reason budgets fail is you. Either you didn't honestly appraise what it really cost to run your household, or you went off the rails and you spent money on something that you didn't need with money that you didn't have. Regardless, the result is the same. Your budget pilfering led to a breakdown in the budget process, and in the end, the budget becomes a disaster. First and foremost, take personal responsibility for not only your own spending, but your planning and your preparation of your budget. Remember, the purpose of a budget is to keep you from spending more than you can. And that's a hard task if you think that you're worthy of spending anything that you want. If you want what you want when you want what you want, you are headed quickly down the primrose path of budget destruction. The truth is, you are the biggest budget pilferer and the hardest to get under control. After you, the second biggest budget pilferer is not budgeting for emergencies. I was talking to a friend of mine in church today, and he showed me a picture of his wrecked car. He was just minding his own business when this guy behind him didn't see what he was slowing down on the turnpike when they were doing about 80 miles an hour and rear-ended him directly into the guardrail. Well, it could have been a lot worse, and certainly he would admit to that. The car is a total loss, but his budget just radically changed. While no one can anticipate being in a car accident, stuff happens. Look, refrigerators and other appliances fail. Roof leaks. Your kids get sick. The list is endless. When you're living and budgeting right up to the last dollar that you earn, it's just a matter of time before something or someone takes your budget out. So before you get your budget taken out by someone else, take something out of your budget. Budget for emergencies. And you do that by creating an actual budget emergency fund, and you use it only for emergencies. Don't pilfer your emergency fund when your entertainment funds or some other variable expense runs dry. A third budget pilferer, after you and not planning for crisis, is living off of savings. While it makes sense to use savings when your roof leaks, it doesn't make sense to balance your budget every month by using savings to cover the deficit. Pilfering from savings is never a good idea. So before you pilfer your savings, get your spending under control. The final budget pilferer that we're going to discuss today is one that most people would never guess: not celebrating your successes. Yes, that's right. When you don't celebrate budget and monetary achievements, it's just a matter of time before you have no achievements to celebrate at all. In the same way you budget for weddings or your wife or husband's birthday, budget for celebrations. When you pay off that credit card or spend less than you planned on entertainment or other fixed expenses, celebrate it. It doesn't need to be excessive, but if you celebrate success, you're going to have far more successes to celebrate than failures to worry about. Financial success begins and ends with you. You are the biggest pilferer in your life. Get you under control. And these other items, well, I believe that they'll begin to take care of themselves. Hey, I'm Don White. I hope you have a great week. And remember, it's not your money, it's God's money.